Morning. It's 8 a.m. here in New Delhi, and I'm Charu.
And I'm Satya. You're watching WION Breakfast. Before moving forward with the show today, here are the heads up this morning.
At least 93% support for demonetization in a survey on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's app.
Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh speaks to his Pakistani counterpart over continued ceasefire violation along line of control.
UK's new visa policy for non-European nationals will come into effect from today.
Donald Trump picks South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley as his envoy to the UN. She will be the first Indian American to hold a cabinet-level post in the US.
Iraqi forces have cut off complete access to the city of Mosul from ISIS.
It's a lovely morning today here in New Delhi. Artists from around India gathered in Varanasi recently to celebrate the life of Kabir. He's a 15th century saint and mystic. Our correspondent Nishtha Gautam brings us this report of how Kabir's legacy continues to influence people across the country to this day.
Looking over passers-by, in this bustling market stands Kabir. The views of this 15th century mystic and poet on religion and social reform constituted the bedrock of the Bhakti movement. The movement challenged the entrenched power of the priestly order, with equality as its central premise. It is a vision that continues to find resonance in modern India. Varanasi's recent Kabira festival was the first of its kind, bringing together artists and scholars to discuss Kabir's legacy.
It's not a dry Kabir that we are interested in. We are interested in a Kabir full of ras, who has come to us through the oral traditions, not through text, not through intellectual thesis.
So like everybody else, we are also, in a sense, appropriating and using Kabir and Meera and all these people to our end. And our end is what he has just described, which is to not create these divisive spaces between politics and spirituality.
It's not just enough to be philanthropic about it. It's something that we've realized. The vision is to be the go-to festival for understanding Kabir. And therefore, yeah, it is a moral responsibility, we do agree, but we have another moral responsibility to our shareholders. We have been a company that if one understands Kabir and one understands our ethos, they are almost identical.
For locals in Varanasi, a city that Kabir once resided in, his legacy is a matter of fraternal pride.
ये कबीर की ही कृपा है कि हम लोग उनके पड़ोसी भी हैं, बिल्कुल उनके जो मठ है उनका, जहाँ उनका निवास था, उसके बिल्कुल ही सटा हुआ मकान हम लोगों का है.
Now, a new proposal seeks to preserve Kabir's vision for future generations by building a memorial dedicated to the saint. While the proposal has by and large been welcomed, there are murmurs about its timing.
ये तो मुद्दा तो है ही, ये तो इस समय कहा नहीं जा सकता कि वोट लेने के लिए कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन पहले से भी सरकार की उसमें दृष्टि पहली दृष्टि वहाँ पर मगर में है. जो समझदार हैं वो तो जिनको देना होगा उन्हीं को लोग वोट देंगे. हम लोग वैसे नहीं देते अंधविश्वास की तरह। जो नेता हमारा काम करेगा, हम लोगों को समझेगा या हमारे प्रति अपना उनका कोई उत्तरदायित्व समझेगा, उसी को हम लोग मानेंगे।
Uttar Pradesh is gearing up for elections early next year. Some believe that this new proposal by the BJP MP from Sant Kabir Nagar is aimed at shrugging off the image of BJP as an upper caste, upper class party and reaching out to lower castes who found a champion in Kabir. In Varanasi, Nishtha Gautam, WION.
What a lovely story to start the day today, Charu.
Absolutely, no better way to start the day than with poetry. But taking you across now to Vietnam, where nestled in the UNESCO protected area of cascading rice terraces, Sapa is one of Vietnam's top tourist draws. But locals here are now complaining that rapid development is scoring the area with luxury hotels, while a new cable car has marred the once pristine views of the region's highest mountain.
Known as the Tonkinese Alps, the mountains around Sapa in northern Vietnam have beguiled visitors for generations. Their misty valleys and rice terraces offer respite from sweltering temperatures further south. And since a highway to Hanoi opened in 2014, tourist numbers have rocketed to 750,000 per year and look set to keep on rising.
We hope that in time Sapa will become really beautiful and attractive in the eyes of tourists, with a strict commitment to the cultural and environmental character of the villages here.
But some fear that cultural and environmental heritage is being put at risk. Views of Vietnam's highest mountain were changed forever earlier this year, with the opening of the world's longest cable car. For $30, visitors can take the vertigo-inducing ride to the summit of Mount Phan Pan. Hikers who have done it the hard way now share the view with hundreds of others, with mixed feelings.
It's nice, it's convenient for us, but we're tourists, so, you know, there's always the flip side. If I lived here and I grew up here, I probably wouldn't like it.
For me, it's a bit disappointing. But it's for other people. I think that is better because it's safer.
In Sapa itself, a once sleepy mountain resort is now thronged with tourists. Many women from local ethnic minority groups who sell souvenirs and work as tour guides have seen their incomes rise, but some worry that young people are losing their cultural identity.
They not really enjoy the, like the handicrafts and not really like listening to the traditional culture. That I think they're doing in the future, they will change a lot.
But some in the industry are trying to take a responsible approach. This lodge aims to promote sustainable development and hires 90% of its staff from local villages.
Now the investment going on in Sapa, for some of them, is a short-term vision, which will bring massive tourism. And we know that for a natural destination like here, in a preserved environment, this is not real good.
Last year, Sapa's tourism industry was worth $50 million, a figure that's likely to rise. Striking the right balance between economic growth and conservation will not be easy.
Well, that really is the flip side, isn't it, Satya? When you have beautiful places, how many tourists do you really want going there before it's beautiful no more?
I know, and it becomes commercial at that. Well then, moving on, the world of Pencak Silat, or Indonesia's martial arts, is battling for greater global recognition. Having secured a place in the Asian Games, the government hopes for an Olympic glory.
Concentration and a lot of technique. This is Pencak Silat, Indonesia's only martial art. It numbers about 800 disciplines, ranging from dance-like movement to fighting. And for some, it's been a life-changing experience.
Dulu saya pernah punya penyakit infeksi paru-paru yang cukup parah.
I used to have a severe lung infection, and the doctor said it could have taken years to recover. But by regularly training with the breathing technique, I thankfully recovered without needing any medical treatment.
Sembuh total tanpa harus mengikuti prosedur dari dokter pun.
Pencak Silat was often used by Indonesians through guerrilla tactics to fight against Dutch colonial rule in the last century. Today, it serves more peaceful and modern needs.
Teknik pernafasan.
The breathing technique is the core subject of our discipline. The benefits are purely for health and for people to stay fit.
In the ring, Pencaksilat is beginning to resemble combat sports such as Ultimate Fighting Championship and mixed martial art. The ultimate goal, though, is for the sport to gain Olympic status.
We are very optimistic, not for the Tokyo, but at least for the following Olympic Games, Pencaksilat would be competed on the games.
The sport's popularity is on the up, and international recognition is coming as it'll make its Asian Games debut in 2018 on home soil in Jakarta.
Charu, it just occurred to me, I always wanted to do Kung Fu.
Really?
Or is it Kung Fu? Or something like that, you know? Kung Fu goes like that.
That is a great idea, Satya. You should totally do it. Do you know how fit it would make you?
On that note, let's get into a very quick break. We'll see you right after the break. You're with us on WION Breakfast.
Welcome back. After South Asia, let's move ahead to world stories. From jawbones to skin. Three-dimensional printing continues to revolutionize the medical world. Scientists in Bordeaux in France have created a technology capable of printing human skin, an innovation which could be used for pharmaceutical or cosmetic purposes.
It's a technology like no other. The scientists entering this lab near Bordeaux have created bioprinters, capable of printing three-dimensional human tissue, a global first, according to its creators. The first step is gathering human cells to farm them. The cells are found in hospitals and are mixed with collagen to form the ink.
Bioprinting with lasers works a bit like inkjet technology, in the sense that a laser drive creates a spurt of ink, the ink being a sort of cradle for cells. By moving the laser beam, we lay drops of cells at different locations and rebuild 3D structures layer by layer.
The result is practically invisible to the naked eye, but under a microscope, it's a different story. The cells are alive, and by following a predefined computer model, they start interacting with each other. After a few days, a brand new epidermis begins to take shape.
The tissue comes to life after printing. Normally, when printed, the tissue is the size of the small circle, so it actually contracts under the influence of the cells.
The company and its 20-odd employees are currently using printers created with the help of the French Institute of Health and Medical Research, which is also working towards making its own printer.
With laser technology, we have a resolution of around 20 micrometers, so we can print cells cell by cell and give even more complexity to what we create, and reproduce all the complexity we see in our tissue and our organs.
The technology has already generated interest. Cosmetic and pharmaceutical laboratories could use the skin to test new substances and assess their toxicity. Good news for industries in which cosmetic testing on animals has been outlawed since 2013. But Poyetis is aiming for more than that. In 10 years, it's hoping its printers can print skin from the cells of medical patients to use that skin for grafts and transplants. And one day, who knows, to even print skin directly onto patients.
Wow, imagine that, Satya. Sci-fi has truly arrived.
Yes, it has, and it has arrived cell by cell. Moving on, starvation, torture and rape, the daily grim realities of prisoners inside Syria's Saidnaya military prison have been recreated in harrowing 3D detail by a London-based agency established to highlight claims of rights abuses. Take a look.
No international observer has ever set foot inside this Syrian prison, yet a team of London-based designers have managed to recreate it simply using witness statements and satellite imagery, shedding light on the murky world of the Syrian regime's detention centres.
These people that have been in these traumatic situations they might not be familiar with this type of image, which is that of a 3D environment, but they sort of get into it and they're very keen then to start exploring and talking about their experiences and adding on to this model that we had.
By describing shadows or sounds heard in the prison, survivors speaking to Forensic Architecture and Amnesty International have helped designers recreate the building's fabric. More than 17,700 people are estimated to have died in custody in Syria since the country's conflict began in March 2011. That's an average of more than 300 each month, according to a recent Amnesty report.
Naya is like a silent prison. There is a severe silence. The people can't raise their voices or speak freely. Anyone who raises their voice is subject to punishment or beating.
The idea gained popularity following the publication of an interactive tool which described an intense day of shelling in Rafah in 2014. For the programme's director, in a world where conflicts are becoming increasingly urban, the architectural prism is key.
In order to understand and build a picture of from all these sources, you need to build architectural models and locate each one of those videos in space in order to construct a narrative.
E.L. Weissman and his team hope that this new tool will catch on and one day perhaps help the International Court to convict war criminals.
Well, Satya, one can only hope that with this museum finally being established, those who died voiceless in that prison would finally have a voice and that they would finally be heard.
Amen to that. From the world of news, we move forward to the world of sports.
The sporting community in Antigua and Barbuda got a taste of British royalty as Prince Harry, on a 14-day tour of the Caribbean, visited sportsmen and sports facilities in the islands. Take a look.
Former West Indian cricket greats brushed shoulders with the British royalty as Prince Harry came visiting. Prince Harry's love for cricket was on show as he spent time with the cricketers and got to know them better. He toured the grounds of the stadium, meeting local children and young people so that Prince Harry could see and participate in some of the national sports played in the region.
Moving on to what is considered a second religion in India, that is cricket.
Of course.
A week is a long time in cricket, or so it seems, considering the changes and the rejigging in Australian cricket since the innings defeat to South Africa at Hobart. The chairman of selectors, Rodney Marsh, has resigned and new uncapped players have made it to the team. All this as Australia prepares to shake off back-to-back defeats and get back to winning ways. Here's a look at what's been going on in the land down under.
The chairman of selectors of the Australian cricket team announcing his decision to quit midway through an important test series could be called very unusual. But unusual has been the performance of the Australian cricket team in the recent past. Australia versus Sri Lanka, away, Test series lost 0-3. Australia in South Africa, away, one-day international series lost 0-5. South Africa and Australia, home, Test series lost 0-2 with 1 to play. Rod Marsh has since quit and Trevor Hones has taken over as interim chairman, with Greg Chappell joining in as a selector. And in wholesale changes to the team that played the second test, Australia has brought in 6 changes. The players that were left out of the team include Adam Voges, who is out injured, Callum Ferguson, Peter Neville, Joe Burns, and Joe Meny, while the players who have made it to the team include Matt Renshaw, Peter Hanscombe, Nick Maddinson, Chad Sayers, Jackson Bird, with Matthew Wade donning the gloves behind the stumps again.
And with that, we're going to take you into a quick break. And right after the break, we bring you what's between the lines of the newspapers this morning. Welcome back. You're watching WION Breakfast, and it's time now for us to pick up our newspapers and read between the lines. So Satya, I've picked up the DNA this morning, and I've opened it onto page 12, where there's a very interesting article. It says here, the headlines say, Indians lead the world in annual selfie deaths.
What is selfie deaths? End of selfies? No more selfies anymore?
No, a selfie death is when you die clicking a selfie of yourself.
Oh no!
I know it's kind of morbid, but also it's so strange. So it says of the 127 selfie deaths reported worldwide since March 2014, India leads. India alone accounts for 76 selfie deaths. This is,
I mean, so not cool.
I have no words. It says here.
What were they thinking?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess they were like taking selfies in dangerous positions, like leaning out of moving vehicles and standing at the edge of a cliff, and then they get so distracted taking the selfie and uploading the image on social media that they, well, don't make it.
Exactly.
It's terrible. It's terrible, but I mean, it's so avoidable, right?
Totally.
So if recent studies are to be believed, Indian smartphone users have a problem watching where they're going. The country has once again topped the global list of so-called kilfie deaths.
Oh,
there's a term for it now, kilfie. It's really crazy. And it says, while it's common belief that women generally take more selfies than men, that is not the case. The data shows that men are more likely to take a selfie in a dangerous situation. 75% of the worldwide selfie deaths involved male casualties.
My God, I think every part of what you've read, it just sounds so counterintuitive. One selfie deaths.
It's bizarre, right?
It's totally bizarre. And what kind of women are supposed to take more selfies, but it turns out to be that men actually take selfies?
And the more dangerous ones, definitely. So now, and there's a term for it now, kilfie.
Okay, you know what? I have the next article from Times of India. It's about Tussauds setting a summer date with the capital.
Really? Madame Tussauds, the wax museum is coming to the capital.
That's right.
Wow.
Absolutely. International Wax Museum and popular tourist attraction Madame Tussauds is set to come to the heart of the capital next year. The New Delhi Madame Tussauds, the 22nd in the world, is scheduled for a mid-2017 launch in Connaught Place.
Oh, fantastic. I love going to Madame Tussauds. I always found it so fascinating.
Absolutely. And you know what? I figure there are lots of interesting things about the Wax Museum that perhaps you and I both would not have known. I certainly did not know that Mary Tussaud created her first model, Voltaire, at the age of 16 in 1776.
Oh my God.
What a talented woman.
And for that age, I mean, to come out and you know, start creating a wax statue of Voltaire, that's incredible.
There you go. And did you know that Mother Teresa is the only person who declined an offer to have a wax model sculpted because she believes her work is more important than the physical being?
I don't know, that doesn't really surprise me though. You can imagine that happening.
Okay.
Her, and like calmly declining it.
I know, no, right?
You. Yeah, I'm busy.
I'm busy, yeah.
Wow.
Very noble thought. And let me also give you a few more trivia which you may really be interested, because this totally got my attention. Did you know the entire model takes at least 4 months to complete?
Oh my God. But that's why they get those details right. Like the whole point of that of going to Madame Tussauds is that they have it down pat to the last detail, the last wrinkle, that little, you know, that little mole, that little tail everywhere. It's really just perfect.
That's right. And also, did you know that let's say the entire figure is not created in one go. The hands are created separately, the head is created separately, and the hands of the wax model are never sculpted.
Okay.
They are created using a live cast because of the detail involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm really looking forward to going to the New Delhi edition of Madame Tussauds, definitely.
Totally, must go. And one last detail which again totally got me. The head and the body are sculpted separately. Yeah, because the head alone takes a month to create because each hair is attached individually.
Wow. Wow, such detail.
That is the level of detail we're talking about.
You know, I went to Madame Tussauds when I think I was 12 years old, and I was just blown away. It's just one of those experiences that I've never forgotten.
It just stays with you, huh?
Oh yeah, and in fact, there's another really interesting article here in the DNA again. This is on the education page by Ruchira Ghosh, who is the Regional Director, South Asia of the Cambridge International Examinations. And she's talking about how kids these days deserve a curriculum that prepares them for life. And this is the word that really got me. They deserve a curriculum that prepares them for life. Not that they should study this way, not that they need to study this way, but they deserve a curriculum that actually prepares them to deal with the challenges of the modern world. And it says here that she says that indeed a nation can thrive and evolve only on the strong shoulders of an empowered youth. Again, empowerment is just a word that got me here. You need to, education needs to empower young children and not sort of be a burden on them, or not in any way make them feel, you know,
small or
bogged
young
down
or
by
tiny
it.
or yeah.
No, it should be something that actually makes them feel empowered, makes them feel stronger, makes them feel ready, you know, to take on life. And she says that quality education is the empowerment tool that they need. Education isn't just the key to knowledge, it is the key to understanding, and it all starts at the beginning. Our children deserve a curriculum that prepares them for life. Today's world changes in seconds, not in years. And to support our children, we need to have a system of learning that recognizes this and trains them to adapt and to achieve.
What a thought, and I totally endorse it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, it's just a great position to take on education. And that's it, that's what we need. We need a curriculum that addresses the needs of the modern world.
That's right. And you know how we've seen a lot of parents treat their children, their young ones, as, oh, this cute little dolls or small little babies, which they well may be. But to treat them and to raise them as young adults, I think that is something else, and somewhere that is what it's connected with the kind of education we're talking about. It has to start with the curriculum. We have to, we have to co-opt to that idea that we're young adults we're dealing with. Yeah.
Well, very nice. So we thoroughly enjoyed reading the newspapers and between the lines. But we're not quite done with the headlines just yet, because Christopher Daruwala is here and he won't just be reading between the lines. He's going to deconstruct a little bit of what the headlines contain this morning.
Hi, welcome to the World Deconstructed. There's never a dull moment in politics, especially when elections are around. That's around the time when politicians start being a pain in the posterior. Traffic jams as they fritter from one meeting to another, popping throat lozenges. Long speeches promising to look after everyone, including your mother-in-law. Nasty fights between supporters. Posters stuck everywhere, even on your toilet seat. And then, suddenly, everything becomes so cheap. The potholes in the road disappear. The rubbish mountains evaporate. Then you know it's election time. Yeah. Every year, India seems to have some election or the other. One could say that India is in a permanent state of election. But with the elections in Uttar Pradesh round the corner, things are heating up. The Congress party is trying hard to make a comeback in the state. The Samajwadi party is trying to hold on to power. And the other parties are busy trying to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Basically, it's a royal free-for-all. And in the middle of the mayhem, I had a chance to speak to one of the main players in this political potboiler. One who goes by many names, like Rahul Baba, Rahul Vinci, and uses the Twitter handle @_Pappu. His first book was called Finding Rahul. And quite frankly, the rest of the nation is still trying to find him. He is now penning the sequel, Pappu Can't Vote Salami, which he hopes to bring out when he can find someone to write it. We had a chance to catch up with him at the book launch of the Congress Party's new book, The Empty Throne. To discuss these new developments, we had the Vice President of the Congress Party. Mr. Gandhi, welcome to the show. The Empty Throne, it's quite an apt title. Your feelings?
तो थोड़ा मैं आपको अब इमोशनल बात कहना चाहता हूं, दिल की बात कहना चाहता हूं। This morning, I got up at night.
We seem to have lost the link. We'll try to change location and get back to Rahul. Sitting on the throne in the middle of the night can be quite stressful. Thank you, sir. I understand it can be quite emotional. After all, you did express your readiness to take over the party. But Rahulji, in Uttar Pradesh in particular,
कांग्रेस के सब चीफ मिनिस्टर्स ने डिसीजन लिया है कि फरवरी तक जो
we are seeming to have some technical issues again. I think they're arranging for another mic. Please excuse our technical difficulties.
आ गया.
That's good.
तो
And not so good. Hello, control room. Yes, thank you, Mr. Gandhi. We shall continue this interview without live feed. You are a young man. Any plans to get in the youth involved in politics? Yes.
Politics is everywhere. It's in your shirt, it's in your pants, it's everywhere. The laws that politics makes define what you do. Politics is everywhere. Youngsters are 70% of this country and youngsters are not in politics. This is a fundamental problem. And what we're doing is we're trying to solve that problem.
I see. Yes, I can see your vision. Mr. Gandhi, you have always been surrounded by strong women. I'd like to go back to an interview where you spoke on women's empowerment.
Rahul Gandhi wants to do is empower the women in this country. Needs to push democracy deeper into the country. It needs to push democracy into the villages. It needs to give women democratic power. It needs to give youngsters democratic power. It is about opening the doors of the Congress party.
Yes, I totally agree about opening the doors to the party. I just wonder for whom. Mr. Gandhi, Hello, what? Mr. Gandhi had to leave? Oh, Mama's calling. Okay. Rahul Gandhi unplugged, sort of. However, turning to other news of the day, Hillary Clinton has decided to keep a low profile after her defeat in the elections. She was last seen walking her dog in the woods. Sadly, she is not out of the woods after that crushing defeat. Pentagon sources have said she is now contemplating a role in the hit Broadway musical Into the Woods. The witch has quit the show. Finally, a cyber-criminal gang codenamed Butt Rap have attacked ATMs across Europe. ATMs have gone crazy, spitting out cash. It's led to more chaos in India. Those standing for hours in the cash line are now desperately trying to contact the hackers. Anyone needs the number? And that's a wrap on the World Deconstructed. Till tomorrow, keep deconstructing.
Christopher Daruwala just makes my day in the mornings.
It really does.
But Charu, I hope we all understand that this is all in the spirit of fun and we don't intend any evil or malice or any harm to anyone.
None whatsoever.
It's just a small little satire.
None whatsoever. Well, with that, we're going to go into a quick break. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back. After all the news and sports stories, here is our fitness segment. Yes, that is Charu's segment coming up.
Well, yes, Satya, it certainly is the segment that takes my day forward as I watch a fitness session where Vesna Jacob will be showcasing her mantra, and it's going to help you keep fit in just a few quick steps.
Today we are going to do a fun set of exercises that is going to help you stay younger for longer, as well as going to help you shape up your body. So we are going to start in the Pilates stance with the heels together, toes apart, or a V stance. And we're going to do a standing 100. So we'll start with the quick, short, flapping movements with the hands. Chin is resting on your chest. Keep squeezing the bottom and keep on pulling the navel into the spine. Inhale at leisure. Exhale on the count of ideally 6. Inhale on count of 4. Exhale on the count of 6. And after 10 repetitions, we are going to stretch all the way up to the ceiling. Go all the way on your toes, really make your spine long, bring the heels down, and imagine you're wrapping yourself over an invisible ball. Go down slowly, stay in this position, nod yes with your head, shake no with your head, and then slowly come up, stacking vertebra on top of another, pulling the stomach in and up to the ceiling again. Up on your toes, lengthen, create a space between each and every vertebra. Bring the heels down and wrap yourself again over invisible. Repeat this 1 to 3 times and then place the hands in the triangle position and come down into a frog. This is a great exercise to help you open up the hips. From here, we are going to stretch up and really feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Come down, and again 1 to 3 times only. 2, one more time down, and up, and hold it. It is important to keep your hands on the floor, or at least the fingertips to be touching the floor. Now change the foot position into the elephant with the hands and feet parallel, and walk forward on your hands. This is an elephant position into the inverted V. This is a beautiful stretch, so reach with your bottom up to the ceiling, stretch the spine, and give me prances. Bend one knee at a time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push both heels into the ground and come down into cobra stretch. Get a nice stretch and up again into inverted V. We're just going to do 3 times. Down cobra, 2, exhale, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, 3, and come up and hold it. And we are going to finish the sequence by pulling the right knee into the chest and kicking up to the ceiling. In and up, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we will change the legs. Left leg in and up, 1, 2. Don't stress your body, go only as high as you're comfortable. 4 and 5, and back into inverted V and cobra down, and finish the sequence with a little piece of heaven.
Well, if there is youth serum, or if there is an actual fountain of youth, Satya, it is to be found in a good stretching routine. So you must incorporate that into your fitness routine, because stretching, a series of stretching exercises will always make sure that your muscles are nicely stretched out and they maintain their optimum length.
On that note, we'll slip into a very quick break, but come right back because you're still with us on WION Breakfast. Welcome back. You're with us on WION Breakfast, and in this segment we talk about fashion, dance, music, social media, and everything that adds a little song in your heart and a skip in your step. first of all, let's see what Twitter is talking about.
Twitteratis on Wednesday were talking about their family gatherings. Few habits. A 9-minute video of upcoming magnum opus Bahubali 2 has been leaked. According to reports, a graphic designer working with a film studio in Hyderabad leaked the video online. The film producers have registered a complaint with the Hyderabad Cybercrime Police, who have apprehended the accused from Vijayawada. Bahubali 2, a conclusion, is slated to release in India next year.
In one of his final acts in office, President Barack Obama awarded the 2016 Presidential Medal of Freedom to key figures in sports, entrepreneurship, philanthropy, activism, academia and entertainment on Tuesday.
In a star-studded ceremony at the White House, Obama presented the Medal of Freedom to the awardees, who included rocker Bruce Springsteen, Motown's soul singer Diana Ross, actors Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro and Robert Redford, and television presenter Ellen DeGeneres. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is America's highest civilian honor.
With this, we come to an end for this morning. Connect with us on Twitter. Tweet us at WION Breakfast. I'm Satya.
And I'm Charu Shankar, and you were watching WION Breakfast.